So the major gasoline and oil company Shell is planning on getting rid of 500 gas stations in the next 12 months in the UK and Australia, and 1,000 in the months following after that. Now wait a minute, why would one of the largest oil companies in the world and gasoline station companies be getting rid of so many of their places where people can go get gasoline? Oh, I know why. So they can start transitioning over to electric vehicle stations so EVs can get charged. You see, a lot of people still don't want to realize that the demand for EVs is coming and they need to be able to follow up, especially since they're one of the biggest in the world. And a lot of EVs showing up is going to cut into their prices and the money that they're making. So this is actually a very smart move on behalf of Shell. So don't get all your panties in a twist thinking that this is to save the environment because it's good for the environment. No, this is actually a smart move because there is going to be a demand of EVs coming in and they might as well jump on the bandwagon now because if they don't have any stations available, they're only going to have gasoline cars and they'll start to lose money when EVs start coming on the streets because that is going to cut into the amount of money that they are making. So their stated goal is to have 200,000 electric charging plugs by 2030. Currently, right now, they're sitting at 54,000. So they do have a long way to go, but it is possible. So check out this chart. As you can see here, you see there's not too much of it happening in America, but you see it's happening very, very largely in China. This is Shell's chart. And this, as you can see, there's a lot more need for these chargers happening in China because that is the leading car market right now. China is the largest car market on the globe. So this is a trend that is going to start kicking off, and it is going to kick off faster and faster. Every year, it's going to grow gradually and gradually. Not even gradually, it's going to start taking off at very high rates, actually. This is something that is going to happen. It's inevitable. I've been trying to tell you guys with these videos that I'm making. The change to electric vehicles is going to swing in, especially by 2030. We're going to be so far ahead that people will be surprised that even 80% of new vehicles sold by then should be electric vehicles instead of gasoline. And another goal from Shell is that they said they want to be net zero carbon by 2050. Now, this is a very large gas and oil company. Who knows exactly how they're going to be net zero carbon by 2050? We'll see what they're planning on doing. But as you can see, the trend for major companies is to be letting off zero carbon emissions in the future. So, I mean, by 2050, you can say that the majority of gasoline cars will probably just be like a sideshow thing instead of a regular way of transportation. But don't get me wrong, they're still going to be around because you do need oil to make the parts for electric vehicles, for the battery packs, and even for wind and solar, for all these other things. So it's not like oil and gasoline is just going to be gone right away. This is not the point that I'm trying to make or anyone's trying to make. But the use of it is going to slow down when it comes to the use of just driving automobiles. But there still will be major uses for oils and gasoline somewhere on the planet. So the amount of charging stations that Shell does have is not very large. They only have about 1.7 of the market right now compared to Tesla, which has 61.8. Tesla has the best charging stations hands down compared to everyone else. They are the leaders, and it's called the North American Charging Standard. They have the best technology that works because every other station, they do have stations that work, but they're not as reliable and consistent as the North American charging stations that Tesla is putting up. Tesla is putting up charging stations daily, and down the line it will be enough to support the swing of electric vehicles that are coming to market. And I know a lot of people keep talking about the grid, but they are building Tesla charging stations that are just powered off batteries and solar. This is a thing that is going to happen, and eventually down the line we can be able to move off the grid and still use the grid, but not at high levels that we've been using for years. Well, thanks for tuning in once again. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. I'm posting videos daily. I'll see you guys next time talking about more things about Tesla, the automotive market, and where things are going with big tech. Talk next time, guys. Peace. See you tomorrow.